Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I to count? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 4th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, streaming live someplace.
Sure.
I ran into a couple that was playing at the Deer outing. They were from Arlington Heights.
Yeah?
And they moved from here to there, and by the way, that guy owes me money, too.
Probably.
So maybe he just zoomed us off, right? Booming across the very warm and hot cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners residing here in the
WLIP area. Yeah, right.
Being brought to you by this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Back with us this morning, my personal relationship advisor, my just my plain advisor.
Yeah.
My physical advisor.
Window advisor.
Window advisor. Still challenging Donald Trump for the coveted Corbell Peace Prize. Elmo Schneider is back in the house. Elmo, welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Just a little under the weather.
Hey, what's wrong with that sign over there?
It's crooked.
Oh, God.
You hung it last week, and it just stayed that way.
I'm hung.
Over.
Never mind. We should move on, right?
Moving on.
Hey, back with us again, because remember last week it was just you and I.
I know, right?
Wayne?
Yeah.
My boyhood hero, our video coordinator, the Love Doctor and / Cabana Boy, Spider Ronnie, joins us. You took that trip a couple of weeks ago on the mothership, and I guess that was pretty short-lived. You're back with us. That's it? That's all? You don't want
Well,
to
he doesn't get a mic. I don't see any reason to continue the conversation. He's very much agreeing to that. I'm busy paying my bills on my phone.
His hat matches Elmo's shirt. Did you guys send out a...
hat from the movie Kitty.
Did you guys have a memo?
Yeah, Bushwood.
Bushwood, that's me. Talking, well, obviously Wacky Wayne is here.
Obviously.
And, you know what? He says, I got to be here whether you guys show up or not. That's not very heartwarming.
But it's true, though.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
Oh, okay.
Hurt my feelings.
Oh. I'm only here for you, Scotty. Nothing else matters.
Oh, boy.
Only you.
Only me.
Right. Yeah, no, we're not going to break into song. Right.
Great production meeting yesterday afternoon at the
Yeah.
Boathouse. The Brain Trust pre-selected this morning's secret word.
Right. We just left it at the...
And it's right there.
Oh, okay.
And it's if the first caller to say the secret word will win $20 Boathouse gift card. Coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. Hey, speaking about the production meeting.
Yeah.
It was the one fella was on the end. I didn't know him, but I know of him. Did you know who that was?
Paul?
Yeah, Paul. Okay. Yep. And then there was myself, Elmo, Captain Mike.
Sure.
And his roommate. He's another Mike, but we call him Bimbo because
it's easier.
He works for Bimbo.
Works for Bimbo Bread.
Okay, that works.
And boy, he came in all wound up yesterday afternoon. I said, what kind of water you guys got over there?
Right.
And by the way, Captain Mike is going to be calling in after the top 10.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Inspiring Kenosha.
Inspiring Kenosha.
He was taking notes.
Yeah.
Believe
He
it or
took
not.
notes last week, and we saw how that went.
He brought.
All of a sudden, you're a golden god, and Moses is parting your sea or something.
Yeah, I
don't know.
didn't quite grasp that thing.
I tried not to pay attention.
Yeah. Well, obviously he didn't. And again, at the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. This is the top 10 construction workers pickup lines at Foxconn.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been out there checking it out, seeing what they catcall you with?
He's wearing that red dress, walking on by.
Boy, I put on a few pounds since that thing was. I thought it was just because I was retaining water, but I guess that's just. I got to get into. Yeah, I got to get.
Round
into
is a shape. You're fine.
I went from about a 12 to probably realistically about an 18.
Okay.
But that's just because I've been weightlifting and
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Hey, also during that half hour, we're going to be playing Stump the Chumps. We had a couple people play last week, and actually one guy won. I think it was Paul. That was the
he was
rifleman.
not interested in coming in. Yes. Yeah, the rifleman question. That was a good one.
Well, it's still, if you win and stump us, the opportunity is there for you to come in here and join us and see what this is all about. And if you let us know what it might be about. Is this a call for us?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hi, I have a guess for the secret word.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. First of all, who is this?
Kathy.
Kathy. Okay, what is it?
Stress.
No,
That is not correct.
That's not the correct word. But why did you think it was stress?
I don't know. I was kind of listening last week and just thought I'd give it a try.
That was a pretty good guess based on that.
Based on last week's show, that's a good, solid guess.
See, we don't try to get really stressed out here.
Oh, that's good.
We don't, do you get stressed?
Occasionally.
What makes you stressed?
Oh, I don't know. Overworked.
Underpaid.
Underpaid?
Yeah. Yep. You're speaking my language, sister. Saturday morning right there.
Does your husband get you stressed?
No.
Oh, well. Do you drink?
No.
Heavily.
Oh, you should. All right. Well,
All right,
unfortunately, you didn't win, but
Okay,
Thanks, Kathy.
thanks. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
We have an article about that, don't we? I sent you that one.
yeah, we got a couple of them. Actually, you brought it up. Is this the one, drinking during middle age may reduce risk of dementia?
That's correct.
That's right. Studies.
So
Just so you know, Wacky Wayne.
when I get to middle age.
Well, no. My point is, I just don't sit around and golf every day and then go to a production meeting from Monday through Friday. There's some stuff that goes into putting this
Yeah, it
program
sounds
together.
like Elmo sent it to you.
Yeah.
You're just reading it now for the first time. Yeah, got it.
This is a study published in the British Medical Journal that participants who were aged 35 and 55 when it began in the mid-'80s, abstinence in midlife was associated with a 45% higher risk of dementia compared with people who consume between 1 and 14 units of alcohol per week.
What do they consider a unit? I mean, it's Britain, so I have no idea.
Let's just say a shot.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's what call 14 units of alcohol? Monday.
Wow. Days that end in Y for you? Yeah.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Morning, Shirley.
Good morning, everybody. Everybody's back, right?
No, we're all still on vacation. This is a recording.
Well, don't you listen to when I introduce everybody?
This is a recording.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you call those guys that precede us on Saturday, and
They're trash talking us.
How old she was when she got married.
yeah, how old were you when you got married? See, we hang on your every word.
Yeah.
14, right?
14.
Well, I was too young. I just put it that way.
14. Got it.
Hell, even if you're 34, you're still too young. If you're 54,
Right.
should I keep
yeah,
going?
No, I agree.
Emma, you want to chime in here?
I agree with you.
Hey, as long as I got you here, and you probably bring nothing to the table. And,
Thanks.
well, what do you do? What have you got to offer? I'll give you an opportunity. What have you got?
Give us your age.
Yeah, give it. No. We're going to wait till after 11 to let Captain Mike bring his Inspiring Kenosha. We'll give you first shot. Inspire Kenosha.
Well, I
Inspire
listened
me.
to your show, so that's something right there.
That's not inspiring
Yes,
Kenosha.
it is.
Well,
And I want you to run for mayor.
that's going in the wrong direction. We're tanking it now. I'll be too old to be running for mayor. And then I unless the mayor's duties in the job description says you can golf every day, and I can hold what do they call it? The conferences, the committee meetings on the deck. I mean, that could be City Hall North.
Right. There you go.
We might think about it. Sure. I got to get the old team back together and.
Yeah, you're not too old to run. Older people than you have run.
What do you consider old?
Well, I don't know. You're in your 60s, so you're young yet.
Thank you for rounding off. Anyway, here's another
feel better about
another
yourself.
report. Shirley, in Oregon, is by law enforcement found that nearly 70% of the legal recreational marijuana goes unsold. 70%.
They have a glut.
Yeah. They didn't say that
unsold?
it goes unsold, but I'm sure they smoke it a little bit. They use it. They don't have.
They're stockpiling it.
An unrelated state commission Colorado study found most growers there are planting less than half of their legal allotment and still meeting the demand. So how does that put you in the world of dope or weed?
Yeah. Well,
it's depressing the market, I would think.
I still got mine in the garage. So.
That's a good place for it. Okay, Shirley. Well,
yeah.
Next time, bring something to the table. Like
Yeah,
something that'll be
Gunga
inspiring. We got
Gunga's always fun. I hope Gunga calls.
We have at least 10 people listen to this dribble every Saturday morning, so
Yeah,
we want
I
to
know.
inspire them.
And Joe, he's funny. He's nice too, Joe.
Oh, yeah, we got to get that whole wrestling match going.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't forget
We
about the
forgot about
wrestling.
that, yeah.
Shirley and Irish Ruth versus Gunga and Mickey O'Shaughnessy. Yeah.
Tag team.
Naked wrestling. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and
we're
then
selling tickets.
I forgot all
I
about
had to remind you, didn't I?
And if we can get him in the ring, Anthony Kennedy's going to referee.
He's the ref.
I heard that. Oh, that should be.
That's going to be
Oh,
great.
that's good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
That's almost
It's going to be huge.
No, Shirley,
It's gonna be
yesterday,
huge. Yeah, right.
we're at the production meeting yesterday, Shirley, and what do we have, about 8 of us sitting around Amen Corner? And
Yeah.
it was suggested that we put together the Kenosha Today Amen Corner beefcake calendar. So
Oh, yeah.
if we did that,
No.
would you buy one?
I sure would.
We got at least 12
You're
of
blind.
us.
You're like partially blind, right? You don't want to ruin your eyesight looking at the Amen
Knock
Corner
on wood, that's
beefcake.
one thing I got is my eyesight.
Oh, not for long. You get that
knock on wood.
calendar.
What month you want to be, Elmo?
Oh, I don't know.
I want to be December,
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I can
One of Santa's elves there?
put
Okay,
me underneath
okay.
a Christmas tree naked. Now that's inspiring, Kenosha. All right, Shirley. All right, we got to go.
I gotta buy it. I'll tell you that.
Well, maybe Elmo, maybe you're onto something there.
Yeah, hey.
All right, we got to go.
Okay,
Thanks,
have a
Shirley.
good day.
See you, dear.
Hey, put Captain Mike.
No.
You put him right on the cover.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I can always tell when he's coming in. We're sitting there.
I bet you can.
And he's got this little tricycle,
He's got his recumbent bicycle.
and he's got a little orange flag on the top, and you can just see it bouncing along outside the window. All right, now we were getting back to this dementia thing.
Yes.
So maybe
What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish I had that now.
As this study only looked at people's drinking in midlife, we don't know about their drinking habits earlier in adulthood, and it's possible that this may contribute to later life dementia. Well, basically what this is saying is drinking will help you avoid dementia.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
See, so
Okay.
we're on our way, Elmo. Mm-hmm. we won't get any.
No dementia for you, yeah.
And no losing any brain cells. So anyway, that's that one. We got a bunch of local stuff going through here. Kenosha News, parent company, United Communications, sold off 2 of their companies. And I'm just wondering if the Kenosha News here is going to be next on the block. I mean, I'm not criticizing them. I know they haven't been making a ton of money, but you look at their front section, which is 6 pages, and I'm going to address. They get a zinger from me, and high fives, doofuses, and
Well, all right.
they're going to get it.
Oh, they're
Did you
going to
bring
get
it?
it. Oh, they're going to get it.
And then you watch next week whose picture's going to be
That's
on the
right.
front page.
No, I have a couple of potential zingers if you want.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to give the doofus award. You
Sure.
give the zinger, and then I got a high five.
All right.
So I'm just wondering if this is a forerunner. I'm just thinking that someday.
Very, very typical is you get rid of the non-performing segments of your business before you to raise the value of your company if you're going to sell it.
There you go. It's like Alpha Media here. No,
Right.
They own a couple other things.
251 stations, sure.
So if they want to value Alpha Media up,
Right.
I guess we'd be the first to go, huh? Or do you think they'd keep us? Maybe they'll sell us in a package deal, multi-million-dollar sale, and we could be, I don't know, we'd be broadcasting from, I don't know, Sturtevant.
Could be.
I don't know,
One
Scott.
never knows.
After that beefcake calendar goes up, we're going to be so valuable.
Oh, my God,
We'll be their
you're
most
right.
valuable property.
You think whose stock just went to $1 zillion? I thought I printed it on here. Wasn't it Apple?
Apple,
Went to what?
first company ever to be valued at $1 trillion or more.
$1 trillion. You wait till our calendar comes out.
And then we go public.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
those guys are chumps. And let's see. Oh, the sales tax thing. Everybody been following that? You got free sales tax. I think that started
Sales tax holiday.
hell, from Wednesday until how long is it supposed to go?
I think tomorrow's the last day. Yep.
So if you bought school items, for example, clothing less than $75, you don't have to pay sales tax, and something for personal use, $750. Each school personal computer, $250 or less, and the move is expected to cost the state nearly $15 million in lost revenue. Now, almost the expert on politics. Do you think this was a ploy by the governor to get reelected? How are we going to make up $15 million?
Well, if you think about it, that money will actually be spent on other things, which will be taxed.
Okay.
Heavily.
So
A wash.
it's a wash.
Yeah.
Yep.
It all works out in the long run.
But, I don't do wash.
We can tell.
You got a girl for that, or
No.
not so much?
Not so much,
so
not
much.
at all.
No. All right.
Hey, Harley is unveiling an electric motorcycle. Ronnie, you're how can they just came out and
They've had that for a long time, but they've never marketed the things.
I mean,
but it's been developed for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years now.
I mean, how bad is that? That's a Harley,
Right.
and you expect it, a lot of noise, and then all of a sudden you're hearing like
You hear nothing.
you're
Yeah.
like Captain Mike's little thing that he had.
Well, they're going to come out with some downsized cycles too. Just that they're losing market share because the younger people don't want to get started riding a great big motorcycle. They would rather start with something smaller and move up to something like that. So it's part of their marketing scheme is to you start with something better or smaller than a big old hog.
If anybody wants to weigh in on this, 262-694-1050. Or if you have something else you want to bring to the table, because I got lots of stuff here we can go
Tons
through.
of stuff, huh?
Tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff.
The Unified School District is looking for a committee to rename Ruther Auditorium. I think
You need a committee for that?
well, according to the policy,
It's
yeah.
a lot of bureaucracy there, huh?
Well, you have to have an ad hoc committee. This is very similar to the ad hoc committee they put together, which was primarily all citizens.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been one school board member on that. I don't
Right,
recall.
in which they gave the results to the school board, which immediately ignored
This
them.
is for the Bradford thing.
Yeah.
So they were going to name it what it is, Bradford, right?
Yeah, Bradford Field.
So they took how many meetings? Probably 6 months worth of meetings
Sure.
to come up with Bradford Field, and then all of a sudden they submitted that, and a couple members of the school board completely ignored them and changed it to something else. Remember, that was a brouhaha.
Right.
And so this is why people don't get involved,
Right.
in my view, into these committees because, well, you have to have spaces may only be named for a person. These are some of the rules.
Yeah.
Individuals must be deceased for at least 2 years that they may be nominated.
Okay.
You could have lost a mayoral election twice. You can get something named after you.
Yeah. All right. Things to look forward to.
And it has to have some historical significance and performed exemplary service to the community or for humanity. This has got Captain Mike written all over it. I mean, so anyway, they're going to, if you needed or wanted to be involved in this, you had to submit your interest in writing no later than August 14th.
Oh, I still got time.
And then it doesn't say you
10 days.
Doesn't say you have to be.
I don't even have to be a resident of Kenosha.
No.
Well, all right.
And then they're going to have a meeting. And the suggested name, which I concur, is Ralph Houghton.
Yeah, I think it's a slam dunk. They just have to go through the process to
go through the motions.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. But we thought it was a slam dunk with the football stadium too. And look how
well we really didn't know what they could have.
Well, that's
true.
we were
because we talked about that. Who else was a great high school football player?
Well, Ellen Amici, but they had an Amici.
They already have an Amici field. So
there was a couple other good football players, but I think they ended up with the right choice. Call it what it is, Bradford football
Name it
field
for the school.
That makes sense.
Do anything?
Maybe that's the problem. It made sense.
Yeah,
there you go.
Too easy.
Have a committee, get involved, and really confuse things.
Does the ad hoc committee make money on this? You join the committee, you get paid for it?
No,
or is it a
not
volunteer
like this,
thing?
Not like this show. Yeah, barter coin.
Barter coin. Got it. Okay.
Scott, hold that one until later because that corresponds.
This one?
Yeah,
Both of these?
yeah, probably that corresponds with the zinger. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we can.
Save those for later.
There was a proposal for somebody to come up with this 3D printed guns. I guess they had it on blueprints, and Trump's looking into a dispute over. In other words, you could basically go on the internet and get a blueprint and put.
You have a 3D printer, yeah, plastic gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the amendment that allows people to carry guns?
Second
Amendment. See.
Yeah.
All the do-gooders will come out of the woodwork.
Well, there will be untraceable and unregistered guns, which there are ways to manufacture plastic guns now, just without a 3D printer. So I don't know what the big deal is about.
This is a story that I want to get some feedback from some of our listeners.
Yeah.
This bride fires her bridesmaid in an email asking her to relinquish her duties. Now, this gal is going to consented to be a bridesmaid, and because she's working on her master's degree, she will have to leave the wedding early.
Yeah.
And she went to JetBlue and got her airfare and everything else.
Sure.
And because she has to leave early, the bride-to-be wrote, "I'm glad to hear your booked flights. I'm sorry classes are taking such a long time to sort out. I know how hard you're working to be here for the wedding. It means so much to us." And then she says, "Can you relinquish your duties as bridesmaid?" I've never heard of that, but because she's got to go... She's not going to be able to be available for all her bridal party duties, including the bachelorette trip, prep. Some of these gals, I've heard stories. They're going down to Mexico for a bachelorette party. I mean, you got a couple $1,000s into this.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people just don't have that kind of money. And
well, actually, in one of my weddings, we almost fired a bridesmaid just because she never showed up for. We didn't hear from her for 2 months, and
you should have fired the bride.
Didn't go to get her. Well, it was her choice of this woman. So,
Yeah.
but she didn't go to, get her dress fitted or anything like that till like 3 days before the wedding or something like that.
I'd like to hear what people think. It seems like all the problems are with the women side of it. Guys, just give me a tux and I'm going to take it off anyway and take the tie off as soon as I get out of the church, and I don't care because they don't have as much money tied up.
Right.
How much is a stag party or to go to some strip joint?
Depends on how much you want to spend at a strip joint.
$39.95 with a coupon. But it seems like the women, with all the dresses and all the traveling, and some of these have gotten, in my view, way out of hand. But I'd like to hear from some of the gals who might be listening. We've got more of this, but I want to talk before we go to the break.
Sure.
This is to all you business owners that recent job. To you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love. That's what we're doing, spreading love. That's what we're calling it. Right, Emma?
Spreading something.
It's disturbing. There's the beefcake calendar. We're spreading love. There's got to be some sort of law against this.
Well, trust me.
You'll be on the front page.
Be on the front page again.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for a second.
Anyway, we're spreading the love to over 1.4 million people in the WLIP listening area that surrounds us here at Camp Happy Face. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And you can also find us on the web, KenoshaToday.com. And we are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Rejoining me this morning, my relationship advisor, operating out of a red panel truck in the boathouse parking lot. Elmo Schneider is here.
Good morning.
Nice to see you around and up and at it again.
He walks, he talks, he crawls on his belly like a reptile.
We're all doomed.
Yeah.
Also, back with us, Les Moonves is a role model and mentor. Spider Ron the Love Doctor and Cabana Boy.
Nesmith,
Yeah.
WKRP.
And, of course, engineering and board operating the Kenosha State train wreck this morning. As always, hanging on our every word. And the prettiest face here at WIP, Wacky Wayne, joins our encounter group.
Hanging on every word.
Do you get extra money for being
So cute.
No.
the cute? Yeah.
No extra.
Well, you got to for
bonus.
sure. You got to
Yeah.
for sure join us on the beefcake calendar.
Oh.
What months do you want to be?
Oh boy, the beefcake calendar, huh? What month?
Well, you think
It's
about
tough
it.
call. Tough call.
We only got
October.
I'm gonna October.
October.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be December.
Halloween.
I'm gonna be
Right,
December.
Halloween. I think Halloween works best for me.
I'm gonna put on my little Rumpelstiltskin red
Rumpelstiltskin.
and I'm gonna be a. I'm not a fairy. What do you call it?
An elf. I'm pretty sure the first.
You're talking about walking by those Foxconn
yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Right. Picking up some dates later, guys.
Hey, dude.
Oh, that's a mighty big shovel you've got there.
Two dimes.
Okay, you guys you got done with that now? Also known in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, although Kathy called in and
She
gave
took
it
a crack
shot.
at it.
Yeah, right out of the box.
And stress. I'm still undecided.
Crapped out.
She grabbed out. What? That's not the secret word.
Oh, but get it. Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, if you should happen to mention today's secret word, we're going to send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. And this show is still being recorded, right?
Oh yeah. Somebody's got to air it tomorrow.
For training purposes. So
Right.
you can replay this tomorrow. And also, we had a video malfunction last week, so
We did.
Spider, we're going to be back. Oh, I thought you said you using a microphone.
I don't.
Oh, he's just got headphones.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
can hear what you're saying. He just can't talk.
He just realized it.
Holy shit.
We tried to give him a microphone, but we couldn't find one here that worked.
Yeah. Anyway, we are recording this for a whole host of stupid reasons. Special thanks, Elmo, for you can find the Kenosha Today Show 365 days a year, 24/7 up on YouTube. Hey, Spiders, the thing's still crooked.
You know, we got a blockbuster revelation going to be up this week on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
So a giant conspiracy has been unearthed there. That
In town here?
No, a
Uh-oh.
national one. They finally figured out it was not what's Lee Harvey Oswald that killed JFK. It was actually Jed Clampett.
I suspected him all along.
We have got photographic evidence of this.
You had him with his little raccoon hat sitting up there in the book depository. Who did they think it was?
Well, it got
Anyway, after the 11 o'clock break, excuse me, I got a little bubble there.
What else is new? You really got to get that looked at. It's 2 hours on a Saturday. You shouldn't have a bubble.
I have to go get a physical one of these days. I haven't been.
Remiss in your
But you know
duties.
what? My problem is, it's a lot of money, and there's nothing wrong with me except for a snotty attitude.
Right, and
Yeah.
this bubble that keeps coming back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that I can.
I'm
take a
sure they've
sip
got
of water.
something that you can. I bet you could
couple
get
of
your,
teas, you'll be fine.
right. Get you a colonoscopy and you'll be fine.
Pectoral,
They will clean you out from stem to stern.
Wasn't there a commercial about it?
I'm sure there was.
Anyway, when I go in there, the last time I was there, he starts putting on the rubber glove and
Right.
tell me to get up and drop my
Do your business,
Drop my,
yeah. Drop
and I'm
trowel,
thinking,
yeah.
with all of this technology,
There should be a less
an
invasive
easier way to find this out. And then
than having some guy.
he's eyeing me up,
Right.
So anyway,
Well, that takes all the fun out of it.
I mean, it's not the first time you've been eyed up. You'd be fine.
yeah, pay me my $350 and you can go. No, I haven't.
No.
We got the top 10 thought-provoking categories, the top 10 construction workers pickup lines at Foxconn, and then the second week of our new segment, Inspiring Kenosha with Captain
Yes.
Mike. And
We'll see how he does this
God only
week.
knows how that's going to work out. Hey, and now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WIP within the last 60 days. We now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which, as always, is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question, and you will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. After that, you will hear the ding. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha, open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials, and enjoy a beautiful waterfront view, and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials, beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. You don't go out at 7 a.m. in the morning, do you, Elmo? All the time? Or you just don't go home? Also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce, 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at boathousekenosha.com. All right, here's a sophisticated question. According to Kenosha Today's financial advisors, where's the best place to invest your money? A, Russian Facebook stock. B, the Les Moonves Defense Fund. Or C, put all your cash in a secret cave located at the bottom of a Kenosha pothole. 262-694-1050. The first caller, according to Kenosha Today's financial advisors, where's the best place to invest your money? A, Russian Facebook stock. B, the Les Moonves Defense Fund. Or C, put all your cash in a secret cave located at the bottom of a Kenosha Today pothole. Did I say the number? Or we're just, nobody cares about
694 or 1050.
Yeah, 262-694-1050. Geez, nobody wants to take a shot at
They maybe lengthened the delay on us without telling us.
Yeah, what are we at, about a 60-second delay now?
Like a 2-hour delay will be here later. Yeah, that would be fine.
Well, if anybody wants to call and play, we'll still honor that. And otherwise, it's back to more of this dribble. Anyway, we were talking about the bride firing her maid of honor. Yeah, actually, here's a picture of this gal. She's not a pretty woman.
The bride?
Yeah, look at this guy's down on a knee, and he's trying to. Oh man, I didn't see that picture. All right, let's go back to this. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, can I answer your question?
Sure, but if you don't, you got to answer my question. What's your first name?
Trisha.
Trisha. All right, Trisha. I'm going to read the question again. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Are you a very sophisticated person? I mean, do you have a college or?
She's calling here, isn't she?
Yeah, that's what we question is.
That silly question.
Yeah, you have
high school education.
High school education. Well, that's
Not around here, though.
that'll work. Well, that's okay. We don't care. Where'd you go to high school?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, how'd you end up from Virginia to here?
I got imported.
She lost a bet.
You either lost a bet or your husband lives here in Kenosha. Ex-husband.
Ex.
Oh.
Yep.
Service?
Well, thanks for clearing that up. Hey, before I ask you this question, and I'll get to that. What do you think of this case where this bride kicked out the bride, because she had to relinquish her duties and leave the wedding early? What do you think?
Well, that kind of happened to me. I had a bridesmaid where she got ill and she had to relinquish her duties, so that might be just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think she should have stayed. She already made an obligation of commitment, unless it was a life-threatening thing.
Well, marriage is a life-threatening thing.
No. Well, yeah.
All right, let's get back to the question.
Like I said, I have an ex, so I know how that goes.
Well, we got between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wacky Wayne's working on one here. We don't exactly have a good track record.
Pretty sure I'm not working on one here. Thanks.
Well, all right,
Okay.
Tricia, here you go. According to Kenosha Today's financial advisors, where's the best place to invest your money? A, Russian Facebook stock. B, the Les Moonves Defense Fund. Or C, put all your cash in a secret cave located at the bottom of a Kenosha pothole. Tricia!
C.
Put
Pothole.
all your cash in a secret cave located at the bottom of a Kenosha pothole. Yes, that's a correct answer. Wow. So all that money you got from your divorce, you could hide it in a bottom of a Kenosha pothole.
Okay.
Wisconsin, or maybe you found that out, is a community property state.
Yeah, but you have to have the community to have property.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not a lawyer, are you?
Hey, I play one on TV.
So you like Kenosha?
Yeah, I like Kenosha.
You gonna stick around?
Probably for a little while.
Okay, well, there's nothing bad.
I've lived here for a long time. I've lived in Racine and Kenosha since '89.
Oh, that's long enough to figure it out if you don't like it, you know. But it's not a bad town, really. It's
there's lots to do.
There's lots to do, and
Becomes mayor.
yeah, when I become mayor, I'll be looking for a secretary.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not going to happen. But anyway, Trish, you get to brag because you've just been named the smartest person in Kenosha for today.
Oh.
Try to taper down your enthusiasm here, will you? You can send a replay of this back to all your friends in Alexander, Virginia, and they'll be mighty proud of you. Now, here's what's going to happen. Off the air, Wacky Wayne's going to get your full name and your address and your phone number, and on Monday I will mail you out the $25 gift certificate. And if you ever get down the boathouse on 3 o'clock in the afternoon, stop in and see us and bring the certificate.
We go there frequently.
We? Who's we?
Me and my current husband.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Now you're breaking Scotty's heart.
No.
Sad now.
I'm in enough trouble. There goes my hate mail lighting up already. Anyway, bring him along too. And what's his name?
Dick.
Dick. Okay, bring Dick along. I guess.
Okie-doke.
Okay. All right, don't go away.
All right.
All right. And you want to read this, Elmo?
I have to redo this ad.
Look at us moving right along.
Hey,
Anyway, I started to say this picture of this gal who's the bride. I don't think she is in any position to tell her bridesmaid. And what's this guy
I'm
thinking?
pretty sure she's the bride.
I know, but look at this guy here. He's down on a knee. Did you go down on a knee and ask your wife to marry you?
because that's what you're supposed to do.
Oh God. Did you?
I don't think so, no.
Well, anyway.
And then you ended in divorce. And Scott, did you go down on a knee?
Oh, sure, bring that up.
Uh-huh.
I went down after the divorce. Literally. Hard. Anyway.
I think that's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, probably.
So,
But
all
thanks
right.
for bringing that up.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the guys on the knee because they're playing the national anthem.
Well, here's where this looks like this is in Disney World, and look at this in the water here. It looks like a sea lion.
Small world after.
Yeah. Oh well. And if anybody wants to weigh in on that, and then
She kind of looks like a sea lion, too, but that's...
see, it's just not me.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Hey, this is another great article I came across. People are Elmo sent me this one too.
Yep.
People are rubbing toothpaste on their breasts to make them bigger.
That explains a lot of what's happening across the table from me. All right.
You're kind of looking at me a little different today.
Hi, sweetie.
But
How you doing?
this Natural Beauty 556 unloaded a video titled "Tighten Sagging Breasts" in 5 days using toothpaste.
All right.
And
And did it
says-
work? Did you watch the video?
For both men and women? Or?
Well, it says no joke that a pre-mixture of toothpaste, plain flour, egg whites, grated cucumbers will tighten up your breast like really, really crazy.
Did you watch the video?
Well, no.
You said there was a video.
Well, I did, but I didn't have time. I was
Busy watching a different video?
Yeah. And now this brings up an interesting question, Elmo. What if you use the extra whitener? Does that help?
Boy, cavity prevention? What about that? You know?
You know, they have that stuff that's good for your gums.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't need to go to a dopey doctor. I'm going to rub
Toothpaste all over your body and hope that it tightens everything up.
All over my body.
Some guys in their nightstand have some of these
Little blue pills?
No, well, they have those too.
No.
This is a hypothetical now.
Right.
And they also have some of these little liquid things that you use for assortments. But now the new thing is
Liquid things that you use for assortments? What are you dancing around here with, Scott? What are you chloroforming your dates? Is that what the little liquid in the nightstand's for?
It's for older people. And
for older people. Yeah. So I'll learn one day when I grow up. All right.
Yeah, like me. When you grow up to be like me.
But God, hope not.
My point is,
Lord is weeping.
I'm gonna start putting Colgate in my nightstand.
Okay, as opposed to the liquid.
Yeah.
For assortments.
Here, baby, try this.
Yeah.
Crest work?
Yeah, Crest.
Pepsodent?
In fact, you can get the stuff that's supposed to be good for your breath because it won't smell minty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think this
Minty
is
bits and pieces. All right.
and it's claims here. I'm not making this up. You might notice a feeling of tightness because toothpaste is drying, so it will take the skin anywhere in your body feel a bit drier and tighter. That's why people use toothpaste to treat spots because it all dries out the oil and whatever this other thing is here. So try smudging some toothpaste on your hand and see how that works. Call me back.
So it'll look like toothpaste on your breast, like if you have it on your face?
Yeah. You're right. That's why we don't give him a microphone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious.
I'm sure we do the same thing.
Yeah.
The state fair is going on in
Up
West
in
Dallas?
Milwaukee. Yeah.
and this is an article that came out about, this is from Iowa.
About their state fair?
Yeah, and some of the foods, these are the highlight foods.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in Wisconsin, it's basically bratwurst and the...
the cream puffs.
I heard the thing that they have deep fried ants on a stick at Wisconsin this year. That's their new thing. So.
well,
All right.
that's what's segueing deep fried ants.
Sure, why not?
How can you might be
Disintegrate.
yeah, disintegrate.
You get the big ones.
Well, they put them in some, just put them in some batter. And,
Well, here, this is what I'm going to get to here.
All right.
Because in Iowa, at the Iowa State Fair, they have some new food, brisket mango tango. It's the Cattleman's Beef Quarters in the southwest corner of Walnut Square. Well, we don't care where it is.
Right.
The all Iowa belly up burger,
Okay.
pork belly burnt ends,
Yeah.
and they have Grand Champion cooler. You know, that always makes me sad. You know, they take these kids from these wonderful 4-H clubs,
Sure.
and they groom this cow or this steer or whatever. it is.
Whatever. Yeah.
And they have this showing,
Yeah.
and they
Get the blue ribbon.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so then they auction it off, and then they take it to the slaughterhouse.
Right. And you get some blue ribbon beef.
that's right.
That's a win-win right there.
In fact, I have secret information as to where that beef ends up. There's a particular grocery store in Milwaukee that
Oh,
you go there after. Yeah, the
Oh, really?
Right, because the owner of this grocery store chain is always the high bidder for the state champion steer, and then has it butchered, and it ends up at this particular grocery store.
Well, that's good, right?
So if you want
Keeping it in the state.
if you want the prime champion steer, you can get it there.
Well, that's good to know. See, we
Very informative.
very informative.
Very
We have
informative.
the Fair Lady cooler, the Best of Show cooler. I think we could enter Captain Mike out at the county fair. You want to pay the $9 to get him in?
It's $10 this year.
Are you kidding? To get into that thing?
Yeah, I looked it up. So.
Oh God,
14 for state fair.
we got a caller. It's probably somebody calling to chastise me.
No, you're okay.
All right. Good morning on Kenosha today.
This is Ganga from Libertyville. May I speak to Rumper Foreskin?
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yes, Rumpel's foreskin is on the...
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is Rumpels.
Yes. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, very good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. You're talking about my kind of slaughterhouse beef.
Beef.
Hey, I don't know if you were following this program. We're going to put together the Kenosha Today beefcake calendar. Which month? And we're gonna include you. Which month do you want to be?
I would like to be January.
Oh.
My birthday.
Oh,
Start the year
I
off
would
right
be in
with
my
a little...
birthday suit.
oh.
Yes.
We'll have to cover your privates with something.
But there's not much to cover. Probably a
Shrinkage.
fig leaf, possibly.
Shrinkage.
Just a leaf.
Just
Yeah.
Wait
or
till
a
the-
baseball card. Maybe a small baseball card.
Hey, I came across this article, which was the next one up, about people having sex in hotels. In your case, it would probably be a tent in your backyard.
No, I've had sex in hotels.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes,
That he
right.
said so.
You can consider me one of those.
Well, that's what they said. Sex in a hotel is a lot more exciting than, just, and you being married
Are you
9
one
times.
of those men that rewash a condom, like Mr. Palmer was talking about this week?
Rewashing them? No,
Yes.
I'm considered very safe sex.
He doesn't have any.
Oh.
He abstains.
Yeah.
You don't turn them inside out like I do.
No.
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 I haven't used one of the. I don't even know. What are we talking about this for? I'm talking about sex in a hotel.
You
You
derailed.
got me. Got me off the program here. Hey, but they at a hotel you get the fluffy white bathrobe.
Yes, I have several at home now.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Well, they actually, that's what this article goes on to say, that probably 90%.
Shirley has one too now.
Was it his and hers?
Are they monogrammed?
Oh, they might be.
But here's the problem. The hotels maintain that probably 90% of those robes leave the premises.
Right.
And then when you get them home, it's easy to keep them white sometimes, but it's harder to keep them fluffy. You get my drift there, boy?
No, you're over my head.
Okay, well.
Much like the covers.
All right, so
how do you keep your bathrobes fluffy? I would like to know your top secrets. Do you use Kelgan like the yellow people?
Ancient Chinese secret.
Oh,
yeah, you're a smart man.
I don't wear a bathrobe. I'm beyond that stuff.
That's Captain Mike territory.
Yeah, that's Captain Mike's. I'd want to.
Oh, I bet Captain Mike looks good in a bathrobe.
Yeah, you see his boxer shorts underneath it. God, that's not a pretty
nice.
sight.
It's a pretty picture.
Yeah, what's going on in your world these days?
My world?
Yeah.
Very dark.
Very dark?
Very dark. But that's because I haven't got out of the bedroom yet. I'm completely naked and afraid. I'm afraid to go out of the house today.
Now, you better curtail some of that talk, because some of our female listeners are probably getting aroused.
Yes, you got wrangled into that woman that she got the $25 off of you, and then she told you about her husband.
Yeah, wasn't that a cheap thought?
Yes, that was quite a remarkable a lie.
Yeah, she was. She had me
like that.
Yeah, I come from Virginia, and I have X. Why don't you? See, that's what happens, and not that I would.
Yes.
She wouldn't be interested in a guy like me anyway. But
no.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she would be.
Yeah. What's the attraction?
Shirley says you're very attractive.
Oh, surely, yeah. This is the same woman. Hey, by the way, the cage match. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
you're still up for that. You and Shaughnessy,
Mickey O'Shaughnessy
are taking on Shirley and Irish Ruth in a naked wrestling match.
Night fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there Jello involved with this?
No,
no Jello, but you can use. You wanted to use oil, right?
No, he wanted knives.
The Jello wrestling match for Elmo. I would love to challenge him in a Jello match.
Now you're getting Elmo aroused.
What flavor?
Yeah.
What do you like? I like the strawberry banana.
I kind of like the lime myself.
Oh, I could go with that too. I'm very flexible. You will find out.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I gotta let you go, and we got about a minute before I gotta go to news. We're gonna play his song. We're gonna play your song for you.
You have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks, Gunga.
Thank you.
The Big G. Go ahead.
It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. There's no other word to describe the show, so that's what I'm telling you so. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know.
How about that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he deserves to be in January.
Yeah.
And if not the front
that'll
cover.
work out perfect, because we can put Captain Mike in like as Cupid for Valentine's Day in February. I think he'd look really good in the diaper with
boxer shorts with little hearts on them. So after we come back from the 11 o'clock break, we will have the top 10.
Top 10.
And then we'll have Captain Mike calling in for his Inspiring Kenosha.
Inspiring Kenosha.
Man, I can hardly wait for that deal.
It's going to be one heck of an inspiration.
And we can continue the trash talking.
The fun and excitement that we have here.
Trash talking between maybe O'Shaughnessy will call in, and
we'll see.
Ruth, and we'll keep that SmackDown going.
Exactly.
Are we done?
Almost. Almost. So after our show, because I get to stay here after.
Sure.
Because Pat Hagewald's going to be out at the Relay for Life out at UW Parkside.
Yeah.
Kenosha Sports Extra ties into the whole thing. We'll be here 12 to 2 doing his thing. The event runs 10 to 10 if you're looking for something to do today.
That's going to be awfully hot out there.
Yeah, a little warm.
Do they have Long Island iced teas there?
Probably not.
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 4th Pick-to-Click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial, being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. As you can tell, we take serious journalism to an all-time high, spanning the globe, reporting on national stories, state stories, local issues, and on occasion, you guys might stretch things a little bit and
interplanetary issues.
Yeah, interplanetary issues, and make stuff up. Joining us this morning, back with us after a week off, soon to be named recipient of this year's Corbell Peace Prize, Elmo Schneider is where?
Good morning.
Looking good, sounding good, feeling good, and also with us, as he is each and every Saturday, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, and Les Moonves' right-hand man, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the Love Doctor. Boy, I don't. How does it? Is it hard to live up to a title like Love Doctor? No, no. Just another day at the office, right? And also performing as both engineer and our board operator, a role model in his own right. Wacky Wayne graces us with his presence.
I just can't stay away, Scotty.
This is. You got to be here, like you said earlier.
It's true.
You got to be here whether we're here or not. So.
It's true.
Now, Wayne, I got a question for you. See, the FM side is sponsoring the Demolition Derby at the Kenosha County Fair. Will you be driving in it?
No, I have not been asked to drive in the Demolition Derby.
Do you have a license?
To drive in a Demolition Derby? I don't think you need one.
They asked me to go.
Yeah?
Without a car.
Right. Yeah. Just be out there. You'll be okay.
I was there one time, and it's so dusty, and if it's hot, like it's going to be this weekend, man, it's just dirty and grimy, and I'm a more sophisticated person. I have to be on a deck with the cocktail crowd and
with your pinky in the air,
with the wind going,
yes,
blowing through my old gray hair.
Yes.
Now I ask you, is there any reason why the Lord should be weeping?
There's many a reason.
Yep.
Many a reason.
For those who haven't signed on to like us on the Kenosha Today Facebook page, no, we're promoting it. Status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you just happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we'll even send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. And we had a gal call right in off the block.
Yeah, right out the gate.
Right out of the gate. And her name was Kathy, I believe, right?
Yes, Kathy.
And she thought the thing was stress. And we're not going to give a hint like Elmo told it last 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, it
cost me $20.
All right.
Barter coin. I should have sent them some.
Yes.
I said some
Expired
of those
restaurant
coupons that I won. I won all these coupons at the golf outings over the while, and
sure.
I didn't know some of them were from 2012, which was a good year. And I guess we got a call there, Wayne. Maybe this is Captain Mike.
It is.
It is.
Some of them were from 2012.
Hey, turn your radio down.
I guess we got a call.
Yeah, Scotty.
Captain Mike.
Morning, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Calling us. Wait a minute. We're going to build up the act with his inspiring Kenosha. Here it is. Hang on. Inspiring Kenosha. All right. Now, you were at the... hey, before we get to your segment, our Killer Band.
Yeah.
Last night at the production meeting, you and Bimbo were rather...
quite animated.
Quite animated. What kind of water do you guys got over at your place these days?
Firewater?
Firewater.
Yeah, firewater. I got all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
I got Elmo. You got that super fermented stuff. You get that high octane. I got a jar of that. I got
a jar. You keep alcohol in a jar?
Rye whiskey, tequila. I got stuff.
I know you got stuff. All right. So how are you going to inspire Kenosha today, big boy?
Well, first of all, that calendar thing was my chiropractor Jack. Well, I started going to this guy, and I told him what people call me, and he says, you're the guy that answers the door in the underwear. Wait, you come there, and you bang on the door like the house is on fire, and I run to the door, and I got my underwear, and then you laugh at me, and you run away. I mean, anyways, he started that about the calendar.
So what month do you want to be?
Well, I thought it was February.
September.
Oh,
well, September.
Your birthday's in September, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to put you, any particular kind of pose? Do you have September underwear?
Autumn leaves?
Yeah, autumn leaves.
Autumn leaves, that's it.
or little
and the leaves grow as it reaches December. Yeah.
Little pumpkins on them?
Oh, of course, you got the little pumpkins, sure.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get to business now. How are you going to inspire Kenosha?
Okay, you were talking about like safety tips for the
Bathroom
job.
safety
and stuff.
Bathroom safety tips.
Bathroom safety tips. Okay, well, the calendar thing, that was. I started talking to you guys at Amen Corner yesterday about that. Was a chiropractor stuff. So to prevent bathroom accidents, instead of a classy calendar, you ever see the jockey underwear calendar? It's real.
Thankfully,
real
no.
Well done.
Yeah, but those guys. Wait a minute. Those guys like Jim Palmer, they have a little different bodies than you and I have.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of like a brand Xbox underwear calendar. This is.
Okay. So how does that? That's going to inspire Kenosha?
Well, yeah, sure, because in Argyle socks and mask are optional, but what the profits?
Now I see where you're going.
You say, with the profits from the sale of these stickers, with the sale of these underwear, we can buy like stickers to be put on the front of the toilet tanks that says "put the lid down." Because the most common accident, I think, is blondes forgetting to put the lid down. So we'll give them for free to all the blonde girls in town. That'll prevent a lot of accidents.
This is why we play disclaimers.
This is why we
Well, now I was reminded of a certain bathroom disaster where this guy's wife was in the bathroom and she couldn't get her hairspray to work, so she's spraying the thing and into the toilets. And immediately following that, her husband had to go use the toilet, and he sits down on it, and he's smoking a cigarette and throws the thing in between his legs into the toilet, and immediately there's a flash fire. So here's our safety tip: if your wife's been spraying hairspray in a toilet, don't throw a lit cigarette.
That's when they get to the. It's like a picnic, roasting your buns and toasting your weenies.
Did she give him astronaut wings after that?
Oh, boy.
Well, I had my doubts whether you would bring anything to the table this morning.
Wait a minute. I got some jokes.
Oh, you got some more?
Jokes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I'll try to keep it short.
If you're an American in the living room, what are you in the bathroom?
Where?
If you're an American and what?
If you're American,
American in the living room, what are you in the bathroom?
No, can only... Go ahead.
You're European. Get it? European? Okay. What's 30 feet long and smells like urine?
Jesus.
Line dancing at the nursing home. Okay.
I was waiting for
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got your finger on the button there? Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road?
Okay.
It got stuck in a crack.
Okay.
Okay, I got some.
No. That's funny.
We gotta move on.
Yeah, don't. Jeez,
We're very inspired.
Boy, I'm inspired.
Thank you.
And I think you'll do even better next week if you can.
I got Jack Daniels is coming over. He bought my clown car, but I just got the title back.
Jack Daniels, and then
what's his name? John Daniels.
How about that gal you're
Starlight Club?
How about that gal you're dating?
Well, I don't know. It's tossing it out.
You're the only guy I know that's dating somebody with a parole officer.
That's the only time I get to see her is when I visit her.
Now, everybody knows we're just making this stuff up, right?
I know, right.
Wait a minute. We were all about serious news stories here. None of this fake news.
There's no fake news here.
There's no fake news. Yeah. Well, Captain, I'm very proud of you.
Now, if a person had a lisp, could they be serious when they say serious?
Probably
You
not.
just start laughing, poor things, and you laugh at them.
All right, well.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Yeah,
See you, Mike.
See you at the conference.
No, we got to bring up actually the article that started all the bathroom safety tips. The guy that slipped and fell in his bathroom, and he had one of those things with the toilet brush that sticks in it.
Yeah.
You put it in, it was sticking up in the air, and he came, and it landed, the toilet brush went right through his eye and impaled his brain on there and killed him. So, he got 10,000 ways to die, and you got to pick that one. So that's...
And, of course...
So it just...
It took us to bring that up.
Oh, right.
Thanks.
All right.
So my safety tip is don't put the toilet brush handle sticking up where it don't belong.
And don't sit on the pot there if the missus has been in doing her hair.
At least if you're smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Jesus, That's got to sting a bit, right?
Yeah, yep.
Singed his hair.
Singed, yeah. You got something? I'm sitting here, and every time his eyes light up, I know he's got something.
I'll find something.
Anyway, the status of
Yeah, right.
status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we will even send you a Boathouse $20 gift card and maybe some used gift cards from back in 2012.
Sure.
As a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, now, written in our home office at Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter, on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 construction workers pickup lines at Foxconn number 10. Want to see my trolley lunchbox number 9? Excuse me, but will you mind brushing the dirt out of my back hair? Number 8. Hey, babe, you don't sweat much for a fat broad. Number 7. Are those bruises on your forehead from where the 10-foot pole kept hitting you? Number 6. Yes, I'm part of the village, people. Number 5. Union rules require me to inspect your foundation. Number 4. Want to come over to my house for some 4-ounce roadkill? Number 3. Yes, that's my cologne, very Old Spice. Number 2. And your perfume smells just like Mount Pleasant septic tank. And the number 1 construction workers pickup line out at Foxconn. Want to see my tattoo that says "Born to Bag Groceries"? At least the timing was about the only thing that was good. Oh, I got. Oh.
Yeah, there's more.
Boy.
Hey, at least there were 10.
Yep.
You did good.
Yeah. Hey,
That's 2 weeks in a row. Think you can keep it going for 3?
Yeah, I'm just not some schmo, you know.
Right.
At least they put 10 in.
9 times out of 10 you can.
9 times out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
You should see my golf score.
Oh, I bet.
K-Dog and I went golfing on what was that, Thursday, and we kept score for the first hole, and then we called it in. Our pencil broke.
Yeah.
A big thank you to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, 49 across the water.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're having that Pike, is it the Pike Creek or Pike River Rendezvous, where all those guys come in and pretend like they're George Washington and...
Sure.
You know,
I have no idea.
Oh, no.
They're like backwoodsmen.
Backwoodsmen, but
Okay.
they all dress, you know, the part.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like you're going over to Jed Clampett.
Lewis and Clark type stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're saying this is how the settlers first were when they got to Kenosha.
Sure.
How would you, like, say you're like a guy like Columbus, or you're one of those, who was the 2 guys that discovered the Northwest?
Lewis and Clark.
Those guys. And let's say they discovered the shores of Lake Michigan. How do you explain that to Queen Isabella? This is it?
Right.
I mean,
very carefully. Use well-worded
We'll get back to you in
phrases.
1493 after we clean out the boathouse for a year.
Right.
Anyway, boys and girls, the clock on the wall in Studio A says it's 11:20, and anybody knows what that means. It's time for all our listeners to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. And if you're successful in stumping the chumps, you will then have the privilege and very high honor, of joining us as a guest host in an upcoming show. You know, Wacky Wayne and I had to do this Don't Go It Alone last week.
Yeah.
Nobody stumped us.
No, we did okay.
We got a call here?
Yeah, let's take the call.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Uncle Mike has inspired me.
You were inspired, John.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Do you know what else also smells like urine?
What? Jesus. What?
The $5 buffet in Pakistan.
$5. Okay. Well, I got to write
Thank
that.
you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gunga.
You're welcome.
He wasted his dime for that.
I guess.
All right. Good morning on Kenosha today. Who's
Good morning.
This? Who's this?
It's Irish Ruth.
All right. Irish Ruth. All right. What's
Yeah, were you afraid? Did you think I was afraid to call?
No,
we ain't afraid.
We were
we ain't afraid of nothing.
We were afraid you were going to be waiting outside the studio with a ring.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I just
You
your
can even have
is wonderful.
You can even have your lawyer. You can even have your lawyer call me. I ain't afraid of no stinking attorney.
Okay, I want to ask you about this idea. If I could do a fundraiser and raise money for Louis the Corsican and Captain Mike to go on the trip to New Orleans with the Carmichaels.
Who's Louis Corsican?
Louis the Corsican?
Louis the Corsican?
Oh, he's great. Louis is excellent.
Captain Mike knows who he is. Yeah, he's real famous in Kenosha.
Oh, he is?
But anyway, these guys are elderly fellas, and look, it could be a fundraiser at Coin Sports Bar. And
wait a minute.
Well, why there?
Yeah, the Boathouse is our sponsor. Why would we go anywhere else?
Why are you naming these other places?
Oh, okay. Well, they have a stage.
We got a stage. The whole world is a stage. The parking lot's a stage. The bathroom's a stage.
Yeah, but this would be, this would be a charity thing. And the Kenosha business people, they don't compete with one another when it comes to anything involving charity, because they get back their own blessings by being generous for sharing.
I hate to throw a damper in your thinking.
Okay, wait a minute.
No, I got to ask a question. How do you think donating money to send Captain Mike down to New Orleans is a charity? Who's the charitable guy? Him?
Well, he could probably afford it, and so could Louis the Corsican, but you would be doing something for senior citizens. Louis is a veteran, and they're both elderly guys, so it would be like young people doing something for the senior citizen community. But you could start a non-for-profit, too.
Oh, you know how long it takes to make
a salary.
Hey. That's, it takes 2 years to get to go through that system. I know I've started non-for-profits. I got a better idea. Why don't you and just Captain Mike run off on your own?
Okay, now listen. Wait a minute. I couldn't go. I wouldn't do it without Louis the Corsican because
he's
just disqualified. But here's the thing. This is what I would do. This is what I would pay for.
Make this snappy.
I would take them to Pirates Alley. It's next door to St. Louis Cathedral. They would have an incredible party there at Pirates Alley, and then I would take them. I would rent an electric car.
I'm losing you. I'm sorry. Oh, how'd that happen? We got cut off again.
I hate that part.
Oh, maybe
too much heat coming up off the road.
I'm sorry. How'd that happen? Yes. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Denny from the Ozarks.
Oh, Danny! I guess we were wondering if we were still streaming down there.
Oh yeah, you're still streaming everywhere, I think.
That's good. What's new in the Ozarks?
Boy, not much, just the heat.
Hey, you've been listening to this, I assume. And have you ever met Irish Ruth?
I have not.
Oh, she'd be perfect for you. Oh, she'd be perfect for you. We're going to have this fundraising for charity, and we're going to send her down to the Ozarks, and you can take her off one of the. What's one of the big mountain bluffs you have down in the Ozarks?
One of the big mountain bluffs?
Yeah. What would be the name of a mountain?
My favorite bluff is, I've got plenty of money, honey, come with me.
She's your kind of gal, Denny. Yep. She's just perfect for you. Man, I don't like to pimp for another gal, but I think she'd be just ideal for you. Perfect. And boy,
really?
Oh man. You'll probably never call us again, but that's all right. It's in your best interest. She's probably got tons of money too. So, is Arkansas a community property state?
I'm not real sure about that.
Well, that's all right. All I say is don't have children right away. You better wait. And
yeah, I'll try to put that off till I'm old.
Yeah, right. So you don't want to mess this up. You got to know the procedures, and you got to read the manuals and watch the photos and the videos and all that stuff. But she's perfect for you.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, all right.
In the news, Trump's lawyer, big news deal there. He's been trying to. They got a recording of him negotiating a deal for the payoff of the Playboy Playmate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's her name?
Karen McDougal.
Yep.
Oh wow, good. Okay.
Hey, when it comes to porn, you're not dealing with a bunch of dumb chumps here, Denny. I mean, we know our stuff.
Notice Wade was right out of the gate on that one.
Yeah. The married guy came up with that one right off the gate.
I got another question. Do you know who she's been dating recently?
It ain't
movie
me.
Star?
No, who?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, he owes us money.
He's a fossil.
He's a fossil. Yeah, he's.
I thought he was remarried again after
Demi.
After Demi Moore.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't know. Maybe maybe that doesn't make any difference. I suppose in Hollywood. Huh?
Hey, down in the Ozarks, you can have a couple wives like Gunga. I mean, it's an open marriage. You can have a wife.
Well, if they're sisters.
Yeah, you can marry your sister.
That's right.
You know, but only till they're 16.
Yeah.
And if they have their own teeth, right?
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day. We were discussing books, and I had to tell the one guy. I said, "Oh, by the way, when I mentioned Old Yeller, I was not referring to your brother's tooth."
Wow.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, Danny, we're going to put together this Kenosha Today beefcake calendar. You want in? You have to send us a photo, and we'll have to get you the details. But we're going to put you. What month do you want to be?
September.
September?
Yeah.
It's already been taken.
I don't think anity needs to be on a calendar.
Oh, you and Irish Truth, the campus couple, together at last. We'll have to get you a picture and say, when are you coming up to Kenosha? I thought you were coming up this summer.
I still might be up there. I haven't finalized that yet, but I might be up there still this summer.
Well, if you do, let us know. Call us, and we'll have Irish Truth pick you up at the station.
I'll come and see you guys at the boathouse.
What makes you think we hang out there? All right. Thanks for calling, Denny.
Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Well, actually, he didn't win Stump the Chump.
No, but he tried.
He tried, but
we didn't even have to build up the act. It worked out well.
Yep.
Yeah. So do we count that as a no-winner?
That's up to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would, yep.
Well, somebody wants to play for fun.
For funsies.
Yeah. And see if they are smarter than us. But, I mean, you got to come up with a kind of a tough question. Oh, when you guys weren't here last week, Ronnie, do you know this? In the rifleman, in the opening, how many times did he shoot? That's what I was doing.
I'll say 5.
No, not even close. It was 12.
12.
12.
And then somebody called in and says, actually, there was a mysterious 13th, which was I don't know, ricochet or something like that. Hey, good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, I have a question for funds.
For who?
It's not a very fun question, but here, according to the front page of the Kenosha News last week, how many people does somebody have to shoot before they finally put them away?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is that's our law. Let's say you shoot somebody and they're dead. Isn't Wisconsin, isn't it a mandatory? In some states, I know it's mandatory life sentence with no parole.
Well, that's for first-degree intentional homicide.
Oh, yeah, okay. But are you referring to the one where there was like a gang shooting or something?
Yeah. Everybody wants to be a gangster until they get caught, and then they want a second chance.
Yeah, when they've already had around their 6th chance as it is.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yes, sir.
I can. Some states have it mandatory. It's not even in the judge's discretion. But then, what do you think of this? Before I go to break, plea bargaining, and let's say somebody and they get rid of some of the other charges, and they plea it down from 30 years to 20, and you could get out in 10 or something. What do you think of that?
I don't particularly care for it, but I don't think you're ever going to get rid of it. But you were talking about mandatory sentencing. They have that in drunk driving. Why don't they have it in murder?
That's a good point. Mm-hmm. We had thing in Wisconsin one time. It was a political issue called truth in sentencing. And yeah, I don't know if that's still in effect, but if they gave you 20 years, you got to spend 20 years and
20
there's no
means
parole.
20.
20 means 20, yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know how long ago that was. So.
Well, and then I got to let you go because I have to take one more break. Talking about the front page of the Kenosha News, and that they're going to get a doofus award from me in a couple minutes. I think that was earth-shattering news to put a picture of a guy painting a foul line at Cements Field from the Kingfish game. Wasn't that earth-shattering? I mean, that was certainly newsworthy.
Hey, things are slow at this time of year.
Yeah, I didn't even read the caption.
Yeah, but front page, right in the middle, a picture of a guy putting a foul line on a baseball field just didn't seem real newsworthy to me when you had...
Yeah, I thought, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe the wrong guys are going to prison. But I appreciate your point.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day.
All right,
thanks.
Get the best deals and the best selection of Woodlook waterproof floors at Lumberlick.
Down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. You just joined us. This is the August 4th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live to over 1.4 million people residing in the WIP listening area. You know, we should actually up that to a couple billion, because Denny and the Ozarks, I mean, we're streaming. We're streaming someplace.
We're streaming.
Yeah. Islands in the stream, that's us.
Right.
Kind of.
Sometimes.
What the heck? We survived Captain Mike and Irish Ruth in the same half hour.
I know.
And Gunga.
I'm not even sure how well.
Yeah. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Again, this morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider, and from the galaxy called Spider Dome, the Love Doctor, and / Cabana Boy, along with our engineer, board operator, Wacky Wing. We're here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. And if you happen to miss this Saturday show, you can tune in AM 1050 tomorrow at noon and listen to the replay. Hey, and then also we're back, Spider, we're going to have this on Channel 14 again, right?
Yeah.
Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And you can see the crooked sign.
Right.
Somehow, maybe, I think I had the sign for the background. I think that was straight. The room tilted.
The room's on an angle. The
And
foundation sank on my end.
I saw John Perry in the building a little while ago, and I think he should come in here and straighten this building up.
Get a couple of jacks under the floor back here.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Mudjacking.
Mudjacking, yeah. And now, boys and girls, it's time. Oh,
you want to take a phone call?
Sure. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
It's Captain Mike again.
Yeah.
I just want to thank Irish Roots for making me sound like a broken down old man.
I thought you were the one in the walker.
All right.
Yeah, she's an elderly guy. Hey, you want to go to New Orleans with her? She wants to hold a fundraiser.
Can I just keep the money?
No, you have to go to New Orleans with her.
And Louis the Corsican. She wants a three-way down there. So
she claims you got enough money to finance your own trip. And then before the thing cut out, she was telling us she was going to take you guys to some
Pirates Alley by St. Louis,
this
cathedral, and the knife you in the... No, I don't know.
Do you travel?
And then all the equipment overheated and we lost the calls.
When was the last time you traveled with a woman out of town?
Oh, boy, it was a nightmare.
That's the whole reason the train wasn't connected.
I had a camper. We went down to, actually went to New Orleans, then took a cruise.
What did I ask?
And the captain's dinner, right? If anybody has a birthday, and I put down that was her birthday. Right before the captain's dinner, you got to put a suit on. You got lobster and all this stuff. Get in an argument. So I show up, and they got a birthday cake. They're singing happy birthday to an empty seat because I didn't want to miss the lobster and steak, right? So I said to the girl, I says, can you make love like I think they're bringing a birthday cake to this empty seat. And then she wanted a drink. We're coming back over a Dry County bridge, right? We get to the other end. I want a drink. Then I turn around. Then I go to the other state, and I don't want a drink. Then I go the other way. So, yeah.
So sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. You and Irish Ruth hit it off.
Nightmare on Elm Street would be like a Howdy Doody movie compared to that vacation.
Well, we're going to try to. We'll see about the fundraising aspect of it. We're probably going to have to come up with $1,000. But you got to have some kind of money. New Orleans, they have those. What is it down on Bourbon Street? They have those places where the ladies lift their shirts up. You wouldn't be interested in anything like that, would you?
Well, I'm kind of scared to tell the truth. Some of them ladies ain't ladies,
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do.
Several times.
When some lady starts flashing you, lifting her shirt up, you lift yours up. That'll show her.
Keep the population down there. Most mass suicides ever.
And do you snore? Because I got to put this in my report to Irish Ruth. Because she's not going to go with you for an overnight if you snore.
No, I'd be too scared. I never close my eyes.
Okay.
I just never blink anything, nothing.
All right, I got to go, and we'll see you at the conference.
Okay, see you. Bye.
All right, so we got seat for one so far. A seat for Irish Ruth, that's 2. And we'll have to talk to Louis. I don't know him. Do I know? Have I met him? I don't think I
don't know if you have.
Okay.
I've known him for a long time.
Hey, and now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofuses. This morning's headliner is As the Toilet Turns?
Thermometer turns.
As the thermometer turns, like the same. like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives. You know, I'm still trying to get this impression of Captain Mike and Irish Ruth.
It's probably better that you get that out of your memory.
Checking into a hotel. Jesus, with his bathrobe. And anyway, this week's high five goes to Sheriff Dave Beth and Dare Officer Ray Rowe for hosting another fantastic golf outing at Twin Lakes Country Club and Nippersink Golf Club this past Wednesday. Also, kudos to the many sponsors that contributed their advertising dollars and to the many businesses that donated door prizes. Over the past 26 years, the Dare Golf Outing has developed into the premier of all outings here in Kenosha County. So again, to Sheriff Beth and Ray Rowe, all the sponsors and participants, we salute you. This week's Zinger, Elmo.
This week's Zinger, and probably the most underreported story in the mainstream media, we're driving Miss Di-Fi. Dianne Feinstein, Democrat senator from California, revealed today, or this week, that her driver of 20 years was actually a Chinese spy, and the FBI found him, and really nothing was done about it. That she fired him, and this actually happened about 5 years ago, but it was just reported this week to the in the media, and they did not prosecute him because he said all he was spying on was political stuff, and there were no classified information that he got his hands on. Now, it seems to me we have a 2-year investigation going on about somebody that could be a Russian getting their hands on political information and doing it, and they're crucifying people over it, and nothing happened to Ms. Feinstein back then. So I guess if you're part of the swamp, it's okay. If you're not, they're going to crucify you. So,
way to go, Elmo, on the Zinger. We got a call here.
You want to do that, or you want to do your...
I'll take the call, then I
right.
can come back to this. Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
It's Irish Ruth. My son has a 2-cabin sailboat on Lake Pontchartrain. I have a place to stay.
Well, it's good for one and one for all.
It has a kitchen and has sleeping quarters for 2.
There you go, place for you and Mike. You don't need Louis the Corsican.
The honeymoon chalet. You and Captain Mike together.
No, they get to go to the cruise or the hotel.
No.
I get to go on the sailboat. I have a stump chum for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
What is a tut-tut? Tuck-tuck.
T-U-T? Tut-tut?
T-U-C-K. Tuck-tuck.
Oh, tuck-tuck.
Tuck-tuck?
That's what you're going to have when you get back from a trip with Captain Mike.
I knew you were going to
Is that a term used in liposuction?
You can't go through anything without the simplicity.
Hey, do you hear, Elmo? That's what happens.
It's a term in liposuction.
Liposuction.
It's a double liposuction.
No. Okay, do you want to know what it is?
No.
No.
Wait.
Go ahead, make it snappy.
Okay, they are all over New Orleans. It is an electric car. It has solar-powered windshields, and it's an electric car.
Well, all I can tell you...
You don't need a license plate, and nobody bothers anybody. They're all over, overnight, they're all over New Orleans. It's an electric car.
Okay, but here's my prediction. We don't care about that. My prediction is when you and Captain Mike get down there, you're going to be so infatuated with each other, you're not even going to leave the confines of the hotel.
Oh, no.
Or the boat or wherever you're going to go.
I would take him through city parks, down all the alleys, and through the French Quarter.
I'm sure you would.
I'm sure you're familiar with all the alleys in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have room on that tuk-tuk for both of them. For Louis and for Captain Mike.
And I've got a feeling we're going to lose you again. That heat index, the heat index.
Temperature's going up.
It's just didn't we put extra tinfoil on?
It's a Chinese import. The tuk-tuk is a Chinese.
I'm sorry, we lost her again. What's the odds of that happening?
Twice.
To the same caller within an hour. What's the odds of that happen?
It's all a matter of the heat and the humidity.
That's right.
Little dampness on
environmental factors.
Right.
That's us, environmental. All right, now let's get to this week's doofus. Ready?
Nope.
What?
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Okay, Tony, this week's doofus goes to the Kenosha News, who thought it was newsworthy to put a picture of some young guy laying down a chalk line at last night's Kingfish game on the front page. To that, we say, poppycock. I mean, if you get that desperate for news, there are plenty of real newsmakers here in Kenosha that would make for great stories. Or better yet, take a page from the Kenosha State Playbook. Make something up.
When in doubt, make it up.
Yeah. Works for us great every Saturday morning, and just make sure you print a nice disclaimer, and you're honky-dory.
You're okay.
And there you have it, folks. As the thermometer turns for this Saturday, August 4th, 2018, I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. Oh, geez, we're getting on to, I got to read, you can take care of Pete's again, and I'm going to take care of KRS.
How are you doing?
Hey, how was your, I guess yesterday was your first day at the boathouse, right? I mean, bartending.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the report that we saw along about 9 o'clock? You had a rope in your hand and you're on the top of the 50th Street Bridge. What was that about?
I actually think that was Captain Mike, and something with that. Did you see that crazy do-rag he had on his head? Or I don't know what. I don't know. It wasn't me. I was at the other place. I was over at Champions working. I did a wonderful double yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
All right.
But I've been listening to the show, of course, and that sounded like an invitation for you to go down on the sailboat with her. That was the first thing I thought when she called, like, "Hey, I got a sailboat."
No. Hell can't freeze over. I don't know how before that'll ever happen.
I have some doubts in her stump the chump thing because first, I mean. From what I think, she said it was T-U-K, and I think they're called tuk-tuks. So first you got to say it correctly to kind of know what it is.
Yeah.
But I've seen them for years. They're all over in Mexico and other places and overseas. But they're gas. And they're three-wheeled things, and they're the things. Captain Mike crawls whenever he kind of gets, he has a couple drinks in Mexico. He gets in his little tuk-tuk, and they drive him off into the sunset all the time.
So you think she was?
Gas.
She was. You think she was trying to scam us, huh?
No, I don't think she's a little slow for that. I think she. I don't know. They're not. Maybe there's some. I'm going to do some investigating on this because I don't think they're electric, but I could be wrong. I'll admit that.
Well,
but they're gas, and they're the driver. It's like kind of like Captain Mike's Batmobile green thing he has. But it's there's the driver sits in the front, and there's like a spot for two in the back, and they're gas. But I've never heard of this solar powered windshield thing. But I guess that could be an upgrade or a new thing.
Are you suggesting that the captain was gassed?
You said yesterday he's a very finely oiled machine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but you said he was 80 weight or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess we did say that. That did come up. I don't know how we got on talking about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, we're talking about machines. So I'm going to try to do a little investigation into that because, like I said, maybe there are solar-powered ones now or gas or electric ones, but from what I've always seen, they're gas. They use them all over they do use them all over the world. I don't know why we really don't have them here, but they're the cheap taxis. Instead of using a taxi, Captain Mike pays 10 pesos or whatever it is, and he hops up into the tuk-tuk and they take him wherever he wants to go.
I got one last question, then I got to let you go. Do you think it would be safe that between you, me, and Elmo, and the rest of the guys at Amen Corner, that we would allow Captain Mike to go on a week, that's like 5 days and 4 nights with a woman? Hello?
Yeah, Captain Mike said something to me once, and there was a girl that was propositioning me in a bar. It was actually Captain Mike's, but not under his ownership. And not under his ownership. And he looked right, and I looked at him, I said, "Captain, she's a married woman." And he goes, "Well, I've never said no to a woman." So
he's got standards.
I think he'd be safe.
He's got standards. All right, Eric, I got to go.
Talk to you guys later.
Are you working at the house this afternoon?
Yeah, I'll be there at 1.
All right, we'll be there too.
Yep.
All right.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Go ahead.
Pete.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And not one hate text.
Really? You said you were getting some texts earlier? Oh, they weren't hate texts.
They weren't hate texts.
Well, all right.
I mean,
something's going good for you then, Scotty.
Yeah.
No, not so much. Maybe.
No. Nobody's won the secret word, and you got about 5 minutes to call us in for that. Geez, we've covered a lot of topics here today, boys and girls.
We've covered all sorts of ground. Yeah. I do have a quick question. Do they usually have live performances at the boathouse? It's not something you ever mention. Do they usually have bands there and stuff?
Well, they never give me the lineup. They have them on. They'll be tonight.
Okay.
In fact, they had a former WLIP personality last night or tonight.
Tonight, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Dr. Destruction.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt Dolls.
Yeah.
The Roosevelt Dolls.
I just wasn't sure because it's not something you ever mentioned. So when he was putting it up on Facebook, I was like, "Do they even have bands there?" So
Well,
I didn't know.
but they don't start till 9.
Oh, okay.
And
8, 9 o'clock, and you're already gone.
I'm on my third P by then.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm
yeah. Tucked away for the night.
I was thinking of going to not Holy Rose. I'm sorry, St. Peter's.
Yeah.
And the Doo-Wop Daddies are playing.
Okay.
But they don't start till 7. It's just too hot for me.
Just too warm for you?
Look at this tan. I can't be out there. I would wither in the heat.
Oh, we don't want that.
And especially
no withering.
at my advanced age.
Yeah. You may not make it back for next week's show. We don't want that.
No. There'll be a line of 10 people ready to take me over there. But, we're going to be back. We were just looking. We're going to be here even on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Might as well. You got to be here. I got to be here.
We might as well. Come on in.
And you got a birthday coming up, too. When is that? August something.
August 19th. That's what I was considering going to the demolition derby at the county fair because nothing would describe my life more than a demolition derby. So
well,
you just picture one car as you and just see how it does.
Put your ex-wife's pictures up on there and go, bam!
That'll be the other cars, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this trip to New Orleans, this is troubling me.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I'm going to sign off. Of course, I'll sign anything. If Captain Mike wants to go, I'll sign his permission slip. What the hell? What's another signature here and there?
I'll sign anything.
Yeah. That's what we're being told. Yeah.
Oh boy,
sign it all.
Sending our little boy down to New Orleans, and I just don't know if he'd ever make it back.
I don't think so.
And I don't know how we'd convince the business world to supplement his. It'd probably be $1,000. Of course, Irish Ruth is filthy rich, so maybe she could. Take him.
Of course, if you have the tag team wrestling thing, that's
that's
the way to raise the money, right
there. We go. Irish Ruth and
I got to meet
Shirley.
Louis the Louis
the Corsican.
Corsican.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, call us Louis, and I guess Irish Ruth wants to do a threesome.
Yeah. Some sort of interesting 3-person vacation. Yeah.
Hey, I wonder. Dennis from Waterford hasn't called us. I wonder if
wasn't he getting his appendix out?
Yeah, he's having some surgery.
Oh, that's right, gallbladder.
Yep.
Some random piece of his person being removed.
Yeah, I saw him down at the Tribute Island thing a couple of weeks ago, and he says, "Yeah, I'm going in." So,
well, I'm going to give the secret word since nobody won it.
Right.
Why don't you enlighten everybody with the secret word?
In keeping with our inspiring Kenosha, or what is it? Inspiration in our bathroom safety tips.
Our bathroom rumor.
The word for this week is bidet.
You know, everybody knows what a bidet is.
Yeah.
That's when you sit and you got your water shooting